Welcome back to Small Caps. My name's Kerry Stevenson, and today we're talking with Culpeo. I think I've got this right, Max. I never get it quite right. Culpeo Minerals. Now, they've got copper projects in Chile. Max is the managing director. They've hit the ground running, ladies and gentlemen, because they only listed on the 10th of September, and we're only just coming into October. But the reason I brought Max on is these guys have hit the ground running. So I wanted to get a bit of an update on where you're at, Max. Welcome to Small Caps. Good to see you.
Yeah, no, thanks very much, Kerry. Good to be back, and good to be able to update people on what we've been doing.
Yeah, well, as I said before, you've hit the ground running. So before we get stuck in, brief overview of who you are, what you're doing, and then we'll start about what the drilling's coming up with.
Okay. Yes. Well, yeah, the name is Culpeo Minerals. We're obviously an Australian-based company. We're focused on Chile. We're focused on exploring for high-grade copper deposits in the coastal belt of Chile, with a focus on IOCG style mineralisation. We've made a decision to sort of look at areas that are near the coast, that are near infrastructure, areas where our tenement size is big enough to let us explore properly, and areas where there's no mineralisation. So we've got an opportunity there where people have had some previous success but haven't finished the job. So we've been lucky to pick up some pretty exciting projects that tick all those boxes.
Let's just talk about the exciting projects that you picked up. How did you come across them, and what excites you about what you've got in the tin at the moment?
Yeah, well, look, a couple of our directors have had quite a lot of experience in Chile. They're involved in a couple of other companies that have been very successful. Probably the other companies more focused on gold. So they were seeing a lot of opportunities in the copper sector. Projects that other people may not have had the ability to have a look at. So we were pretty excited when we got our hands on Las Petacas, which is our flagship project. That's pretty much in elephant country. It's only 20 kilometres south of Candelaria, which is a large IOCG deposit, about 1 billion tonne at sort of 0.8 copper equivalents. So we're pretty excited when we got that project. Our second project, Quelon, is also in an IOCG belt. Lots of surface geochemistry there. No previous drilling at that particular project. So those two projects really are the focus of what we're all about in the next 6 to 12 months.
Okay, so you as I said before, you listed on the 10th of September. A week later, you got into drilling. Where are you at? Give us the news as to what you're doing right now. I guess really for the current shareholders, but also people that might be looking at what you're doing in terms of shareholder value going forward in the news flow.
Yeah, okay. Well, with a focus on Las Petacas, as I mentioned, that's our #1 project. That had a little bit of previous drilling there, quite a lot of good intersections in the previous drilling, but not a lot of infill. We also completed a geophysical program there pre-IPO. So that the targets generated from that geophysical program, and also the previous drill targets that haven't really been followed up. That's the focus of this maiden drilling program that was initiated at Petacas on the 17th of September. So a week after listing, as you mentioned, the rig was on site. Core coming out of the ground. We're currently logging that core. Obviously, can't say a lot about what we're seeing in the core, but I would expect that we'll be able to update people very shortly. It's a pretty exciting stuff. The other thing that we're doing down there is we're doing some more geophysics. We've found that the high resolution gradient array IP technique that we used previously at Petacas was really good at identifying IOCG style drill targets, and obviously that's what we're focusing on at the moment with the drilling program. We believe that the remainder of the tenement is also got a lot of opportunity there for defining more of those styles of targets. So we've got the geophysical crew down there now. We're trying to complete about 28 kilometres of line kilometres for the gradient array IP, which will cover a large section of the southern part of the tenement, which we announced yesterday. So if people are interested, they can check that latest announcement about that geophysics. We also intend to do some pole dipole IP cross sections across the tenement, which will enable us to see a little bit deeper than the gradient array IP. So both of those techniques are very good at identifying sulfide mineralisation, and obviously what we're hoping for is they will generate some more targets for the drilling. So initial 3,500 metre drilling program at Las Petacas. We have budgeted to do about 6,000 metres there. So we quite willing to extend that program if the targets are there.
How big is just give me an idea, or give us an idea of where these tenements are and how large they are, and where does Quelon sit in relation to Las Petacas? Are they along the same sort of geological structure, or are they completely different?
Look, Las Petacas is, as I said, only about 20 kilometres south of Candelaria, which is close to the regional town of Culpeo. Quelon's a bit further to the south. It's about 300 kilometres to the south, actually. Okay. But interestingly, it is the same. If you look at Chile, the geology of Chile really runs north-south. Yeah. So the iron oxide copper gold belt, runs all the way from Antofagasta in the north, all the way down to about where Quelon is. It doesn't appear to extend all the way to Santiago City, but there's a sort of north-south section of Chile, which is very prospective for IOCGs. So both Quelon and Las Petacas actually sit in that IOCG belt.
And Chile is known as one of the best places for copper in the world. How did you get your hands on these ones? Because there are others that are there's Hot Chili and others doing work in Chile at the moment. How did Culpeo get their hands on these particular projects?
Yeah, I think. Look, I wish Hot Chili all the success they can get, and they've got a great project there. A lot of companies are focused on the porphyry copper golds, which tend to be very, very large and probably a little bit lower grade. Fantastic deposits, but expensive to explore for, and also expensive to bring into production. But they are, long life projects. We're a little bit different, I suppose, because we're focused on the IOCG style deposits. I've had a lot of experience with IOCG deposits in Western Queensland, and the IOCG deposits in Chile are quite similar to things like, Ernest Henry and Eloise and the different styles of IOCGs in Australia. So, and what we like about IOCG deposits is that they are situated, regionally in Chile in those areas of infrastructure. They tend to be a little bit higher grade. They usually have, obviously, the gold credit and sometimes other credits associated with them. So your overall sort of grade per tonne is quite a bit higher with these IOCG deposits. Candelaria is a large one, it's 1 billion tonne, but they generally sort of are around about the 100 million to 200 million tonne size. Okay. And that sort of attracts us because we believe that size of deposit and that grade of deposit is something that a junior company can take take all the way from exploration to production, without the assistance of a major. So that's the niche that we sort of positioned ourselves in. And to get back to your question, that they're the opportunities that sort of came across our desk early on, and this is not something that sort of has happened in the last 6 months. This is a couple of years of work to make sure that the projects that we have got are of good quality and have the ability for a discovery.
Max, we all know that we've got some challenges here in Australia with I can't come to you and you can't come to me. What is there any challenges that COVID's throwing up in terms of getting people on the ground and getting the job done? It doesn't sound like it since you started drilling a week after listing.
No, well, look, not for us. We've got a very experienced geological team that obviously are 100% Chilean. Chile is a geological rich country, so the skill set there with the geologists is extremely good. We've been lucky that we've been able to get geologists who are from nearby the project. So it's similar to Australia, that you can't travel between the states, but you can travel. You can travel within the regions without much problem. Obviously, Chile's got a very high vaccination rate, so a lot of the people are already vaccinated. And there was an announcement last week that Chile has actually reopened its borders to tourism as of the 1st of October. So Chile really is getting back to normal. And we have not seen any problem at all. As you mentioned, the drill rig also came from Culpeo City, so that was nearby. We didn't have any problem getting people to site. And I myself, I hope to get to Chile in the next sort of week or so. So
oh wow,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
My next conversation might be with Max on site in the middle of Chile somewhere. And is that the project in the background that I see?
Absolutely. That's a one of many photos of Las Petacas. A very picturesque part of the Atacama Desert. Not a lot of trees, but from a geology point of view, it's a fantastic place to explore, because your geochemistry is telling you exactly what the rocks are, giving up. The geophysics is quite easy to do because of that lack of vegetation. And obviously there's not a lot of people there. So, you don't have some of the other, possible issues that you would have in highly populated areas. Okay,
so tell our listeners what you're going to be doing between now and the end of the year. I mean, here we are coming up. I cannot believe it's almost the end of September. We're coming into October, 3 months left in this year. What will Culpeo be doing over the next couple of months? Drilling, I guess.
Oh, definitely drilling. So we've got this drilling program at Las Petacas. That will be ongoing probably until sort of late October. We obviously have the geophysical program started at Las Petacas. The plan is for the geophysics to then move to Quelon. We have some IP targets down there. And let's just say that we have some good results from the geophysics at Quelon. We will move the drill rig to Quelon also by the end of the year. So really we're expecting quite a bit of news flow, whether it be drilling at Petacas, whether it be drilling at Quelon. We've got the geophysics in both project areas as well, and obviously we'll have geologists doing routine mapping and sampling as well. So so we'll get news flow out of all those different aspects of our exploration program.
Max, you've been around for a little while. You've worked around the world. You're a geologist by background, and I know that you love this area. What is it that excites you the most about this area before we finish up?
Look, what I like, and as I said, I've got the IOCG experience in Australia, and obviously a lot of copper experience in places like the Philippines and Sudan and Mongolia. Look, I think that there's a real opportunity for junior companies in Chile to explore for these, these projects that, like I said, the 100 to 200 million ton size, good grade, in areas of infrastructure, and really in a country where it's a pleasure to do this sort of work. The Chilean government is extremely supportive of exploration and mining. It is their backbone of their economy. So you can see, we're a very good example of a company that within a week of listing has been able to get onto site, get the drill rig turning, and have results coming back to the investors in the next couple of weeks. So it really is a great country to do work in. There's no real roadblocks in your way, and I think the chances of a discovery are pretty high given the amount of ore bodies that have already been found in Chile.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the other things you said is it's not going to be 1 billion tons. It's going to be 100 to 200 million at a higher grade. Does that mean that it can, and I don't know, I mean, I'm not a geologist by background. Does that mean you can get into production a little bit quicker? Is it easier? What are the benefits of it?
Yeah, I think you got to, look at all of the aspects. The fact that we've got a bitumen road within 5 kilometres of the project area, we've got ports nearby. We're only 50 kilometres from the ocean, so desalination for water supply is certainly definitely an opportunity there. So all of those things makes it easier. When you build one of these mines, you've got to transport the bore mill in sections. When you've got a bitumen road right next to you, it is a lot easier to do that. I've worked in places like the Philippines where projects are built in the middle of nowhere. They're built in the mountains. The bridges are not big enough to carry that heavy machinery across the bridges. So I think, as a junior, you really need to look at all those things, because if you're up in the Andes, 4,000 meters above sea level, you've got to build the roads, you've got to do everything. Yeah. It does add costs to the construction of the project. So really we'd be looking at probably similar costs to building a project in regional Queensland, which would be reasonably lucrative if we do find a project that we can take into feasibility and production.
Okay, so the next thing is to find that discovery, keep the drill bit in the ground, and keep those geophysics motoring along. And tell me lastly, Max, give me 3 reasons why you think that investors, that's my audience out there, why they should be looking at CPO is the ASX code, ladies and gentlemen. CPO. Why should they be looking at CPO right now?
Okay, look, CPO is a copper-focused company. I don't think there's a great deal of other companies on the ASX that are 100% copper-focused. So I think if people are interested in copper and interested in a new company that I believe's got a long way to go, I think they should probably check out the CPO's website and just see what they think of the projects. Obviously focused on Chile, which is, as I mentioned, just a fantastic place to be, and lots of opportunities in Chile for copper discoveries. And I suppose the third reason is, we've proven it already that we've got drill-ready targets. We're prepared to do the work. We're prepared to do the work in the ground. We've got very low overheads with respect to, office staff and things like that. So, all of our money that we've raised during the IPO process, a lot of that is going to go straight into the ground. So I think people will be reasonably excited and reasonably happy with some of the results that we will be putting out there.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. They've got Las Petacas and Quelon. They're doing lots of drilling. And as Max just said, they're putting the drill bit into the ground. And how do you make a discovery? you got to start drilling. And these guys started drilling 1 week after listing. So no grass growing under your feet, Max. Good to see you today. And when you find that discovery, come back and have a chat with me.
Absolutely, Kerry. We'll see you shortly. Thanks very much.